What does it actually take to build something from nothing in your environment with your resources and on your own terms? Not in Silicon Valley, not Lagos Island, right here and around you. That is what this season is about. I am your host, Yusuf, and this is what it takes. Welcome back to What It Takes, a podcast where we walk through the journey of our struggles. If you're a return listener, you already know what this is. But if you're new, you're welcome. You really picked a good episode to start with. Now, What It Takes has been running for years. We've covered mindset, procrastination, growth, and all of that. But this season, we are doing something different. Something I've been thinking about for a while. We're going local, we're going real. We're sitting down with entrepreneurs. Not the ones on Forbes, not the ones with investor funding and pitch decks, but the ones right here in your environment. The ones you walk past every day, the ones whose businesses you use without even thinking about the person behind it. Because here is what I've noticed. Those people have stories, real ones, and nobody is asking until now. This is what it takes, entrepreneur. Alright. For the first episode we have here, I needed someone who would set the tone for everything that follows. Someone whose story isn't obvious. Someone who built something genuinely significant and did it quietly. Here's what I will say before I introduce them. There is a business in this school environment that almost every student has used. You've sat there, charged your phone there, connected to the internet there, had a conversation there. It has become part of the fabric of student life here, especially in FUTMinna. And for years and years, most people don't even know who owned it. Couldn't even put a face to it. That anonymity wasn't by accident. He is 33, right? He studied cybersecurity. He went back to school after running a business. Is that true?
Well, more or less.
Okay. And when I asked him what he was most proud of, I mean, for someone that has accomplished a lot, he said going back to school. I mean, we'll get there, but that tells you everything about this man, about who he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Ibeh Emmanuel, the man behind GoldBar. First of all, I must ask you, did I pronounce the name correctly?
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay.
You got it right.
Because I was a bit scared. I wasn't going to get it. Alright. So, Mr. Ibeh, welcome again, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you.
First thing first, how are you feeling about this? Because I know you're a very private person, yeah? And sitting in front of a mic, I don't know if you don't often. I just felt it's something that is not naturally something you do. So how are you feeling?
Well, I feel pretty much relaxed. Well, it's not my first time to be in the front of a mic.
Okay.
I've been speaking in public for quite a while. I've been present in a couple of talk shows, especially one that has to do with business, entrepreneurs, and sharing insights.
Oh, wow, nice.
One of it happened sometime last year. I think I usually attend, give or take, one every year. I limit it to one per year,
Wow.
almost every year. Prior to that, I've been in leadership positions, so I've had to speak to large crowds. And even sometime last year, I started my personal TikTok page, where I simply just share how I see things. Not necessarily to actually enlighten or try to do something special, but just for a couple of days. Just keep it there so that sometime 10 years or so, I can go back to it and simply just evaluate how my mind works,
Okay.
and see improvements.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
so that's
really
like-
amazing.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so you're not new to this.
No, I'm very
Okay,
much.
we've
I'm
got
very
it.
comfortable.
Okay,
I'm
that's very nice.
comfortable,
We got it
yes.
that out of the way.
Yeah.
Alright, so before we get into business here, I would like to know, I would like to know, who is Emmanuel? Not the GoldBar guy, yet not the student, just the person. Who are you?
Well, I think, because there's to this question there is two aspects to it.
Okay.
There is who you think you are, then there is who people perceive you to be. Now, of course, I cannot speak as to who people perceive me to be. I can only speak as to who I think I am.
Yeah, of course.
And a definition that will stand out for me would be that I am a non-conformist. I'm a generalist. And at the same time, I am always striving to evolve. I'm always trying to, make a better version of myself. And the better version of myself is not in the common sense. It's not in the regular sense or use of the word or the socialized use of that particular word where he has to appeal towards a certain type of consciousness. That's
Yeah.
not what I refer to. The better version of myself is one that is intrinsic, something that is just me, being me, refining myself, both in the good side, both in the bad side, but simply just getting
Wow.
getting more better. So
So you're someone that is always open to learning.
yeah, I'm always. I think to the question of learning, I'll be learning for a lifetime. I've more or less come to peace with that. I like learning because again, I happen to have a busy mind.
Okay.
If I don't feed my mind, um, I don't even think it's even possible for me not to feed my mind because again, based on how my mind works, I'm always looking for something to feed it. I'm always looking for something detailed, something new. And even when it is not new, I'm looking for insight in something that I already know. That means I'm looking for something new, even in the old. So, to the question of learning, I think I'll be learning for a lifetime. Probably down to probably maybe I'm 95 if I get to that age. Because according to
Wow.
Nigeria, I'm supposed to be dying at 57 or something.
Yeah. The economy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lifetime of learning for me. So
That's
yes.
nice. All right. So take me all the way back.
Okay.
Before GoldBar, what were you doing? Like, what was life looking like? Like before you decided to start the business.
Okay. There are
Were you
two.
employed?
Yeah, I've been employed a couple of places. Okay. To give you a little bit of an insight, I've done quite a lot of things in my lifetime. Quite so much. I'm not from a wealthy background. I'm from a humble background. That
That's
is
interesting.
a way to actually use the word. I'm from a humble background, and if like most people from humble backgrounds in Nigeria, you get to do quite a lot of things just to get by, in hope that you get your break. You get your break at some point or another. So to give you an insight into things I've done site work.
Wow.
Where you carry blocks, where you mix cement, and then you serve the messing.
Wow.
I've done that. I even did it sometime in school here when they were building the SLS, the SPS. When they were building
Wow.
faculty. Yeah, I worked there a couple of times. Yeah. I've done cleaning. The industrial one where you go to office and clean for pay. I've done cleaning, the type where you go to somebody's house and clean the person's house and the person pay you. Yeah. I've done menial work. I've done all of that. I've worked in a site. I've lived in a site. I've done DP. I've carried
Really?
cement. Yes.
You don't look like someone else.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
Wow.
There are people that know they know this. So I've done all of that. There's even one that is even more bizarre. I don't think your listeners will be comfortable hearing something like that. But it is all part of things I've done. But if you listen to that, you understand what my background will probably look like. I don't think it is much different from the average Nigerian background. Because again, in my point of view, the average Nigerian is poor. Average,
Yes.
meaning if you have 200 million Nigerians, about 100 are poor, and probably somewhere around 30 lives in abject poverty. So
True.
that will show you where I'm coming from. That's to the question if I was ever employed. Of course, I was employed. I've done a couple of low end job. Start from the scratch, and try to work your way up. Yeah, I've worked in a place.
Okay, so I mean, I didn't expect that, but okay.
No, I have.
Okay, so at what point did you decide that okay, I've got to do something? So, like, Has it always been there? Have you been planning it, or there's something triggering?
Well, since we're keeping it real, there was no point like that. If we're keeping it real, there was no point like that. What I say again is not conventional. People try to quote things when they feel they're in a certain kind of place.
Yeah.
There was no point like that for me. I think for me it was mostly about simply just getting by. The average lifestyle of the average man without so much options in Nigeria. Striving from day to day, feeding from hand to mouth. So there was really no point where you'd be like, okay, this particular
Vision came.
epiphany. You understand? I think I would liken it to a string of events that just occurred. That they are more or less they simply just elevated you, and then you get to that particular place, and then you now be like, okay, let's just venture into this. That's how I would describe it. There was no okay, I want to do something for myself, all determined.
Nah,
There was nothing like that for me, and this is me keeping it
real. Yeah,
100%.
I want that.
Yeah. So to that question, no, there was nothing like that. But it was a series of events. One event, second event, third event. And I have it all captured because I saw how it all happened. But I didn't see that it could lead me here. But I recognized what was happening. I recognized
You just knew what to be done next.
You understand?
You just did it.
Yes.
Oh,
Of course, there was a mentality part.
Yeah.
There was the mental readiness part. There was the part where you have to now give all your best and all of that. But there was no, okay, now I've decided.
Motivation. I want to get out to the world and everything.
There was nothing like that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so if I don't know. I don't really know much about it because I think it's the business already existed even before I got admission. But if I'm to think back at it, I think it started as a POS point. And then
yes, but then
POS points to what it is now.
No. Instead, primarily. Okay, I think I've told this story before. I'll tell it the second time. So for the business, I think that should be when I was in 200 or 300 level thereabouts. I would want to withdraw money, and the amount I was getting charged, I wasn't really comfortable with it. And I'd be like, okay, someday I'm going to open something like this, just make it cheaper. That was in front of school there. So when the opportunity came up, I rented my first shop. Rent was 80,000. Did the painting myself, arranged internal and whatnot.
So you paint?
Yeah, I learned that. It's part of what I'm talking about when I was living in the site. Of course, I did. I learned how to paint. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I learned how to script. I learned how to paint. So if you take out everything from me, I can survive on that. But I hope I don't get to that part.
No,
point. So yeah, I'm like, okay. The POS business at the time doesn't require much capital. So I'm like, okay, let me start with that. However, I had a big gen. So I'm like, okay, instead of just doing POS, how about as I'm constructing this thing, I'm constructing a place where people can simply charge their phones. So I remember when I was doing the setup, Mr. Steven, that was my electrician, he did arrange the thing for the charge stuff. That was about 100 sockets. No, it was 50 first. It was 50 sockets, and then with chargers and all of that. So it started as the business started as a POS and charge station. And the logic of it was indoctrinated in the name. The name is funny.
Yeah,
it was you come to that.
I know. Let's just touch it at once. GoldBar, like what brother?
Okay, because the business at the time started when having a trickle of charge on your phone was precious. You value current in your phone. You don't want your phone to die. So the place was not like, okay, let's give you one more bar. That's the bar.
Okay.
Let's put one more bar on your device.
And then the value?
Yeah, no, the POS is now the goal. So it's like money and
charge. Interesting.
And it was coming my best
Gold.
GoldBar. So that's like
we definitely need to decrease that one. So okay, the interesting one now is the Starlink introduction. I mean, what was going through your mind when a lot of people would probably, I don't know, it's a risky business,
Okay.
It's something that is not really. I mean, Starlink just came in, and then it's as if you were expecting Starlink to come in, and then it came in, and within a few, was it up to a year when Starlink came in before you introduced it?
No, it wasn't. Now it was a series of events. Now remember, I started as a phone charging, and POS. Then I now realized the few spaces I had, I think it was about 5 or so. People like to want to use their laptop while they're charging it. Probably they're doing projects work. So that place was always maxing out.
Okay.
So someone came up to me and was like, I should get the next shop so I don't get to have a neighbor that would disturb me. So I got the second shop. Yeah, and I expanded the front to cover all of it. Then since the other space we were always getting filled up, I now made even more. You see, now the business have expanded.
That was the front.
That was the front.
The front part,
the front wasn't that big initially. It was actually at initial concept. But now getting second shop, we now expanded. So that was event 1. Event 2, customers should really need and they be like, network is bad. They need network. Now Starlink hadn't come out at the time. And there was no way to, if I say let me drag MTN or Airtel or Glo, the network will still be as bad as whatever it is they are using. So it would be an effort in futility. So we just keep having to continue like that.
So the problem was there.
The problem was already there.
You've seen the problem.
Yes, there was really no way to satisfy.
You were already thinking of a solution.
Well, there was actually really no viable solution at the point.
But you had, okay, I would like to solve this.
Yes, of course.
So Starlink coming in was just like,
yeah.
That's the solution I've been looking for.
I remember my friend he bought his own. Yeah, when he bought his own, I had the price. Then it was in dollars. Even the buying and the subscription was in dollars. You have to get the card that works. So he got his own and he tested the speed and the speed was dope. I'm like, bro, let me simply just get this and just give it to customers. So I placed an order and within 2 weeks I got my Starlink and I fixed it in business. Now remember, the place was already functioning as it is.
Yeah.
The Starlink came as a value added service. A lot of times people come to GoldBars, they always feel as if they are paying for the internet. No, you're not paying for the internet at GoldBars, like the shop itself. Yeah. What you're paying for is the space. The internet has been free all those years down till now.
Interesting.
It's still a value added service.
A lot of people actually calling now for the internet.
You understand? It's like you want internet. I be like, because sometimes you have customers that come and then they be like, they buy vouchers, right? They buy space, and then they be like, they have not logged in. So that time I haven't started reading. And I have to clarify that you didn't buy, and it's what you got is the space. You understand? So you could choose to stay there for 2 hours and then you leave, but your internet is still valid. It doesn't invalidate you. You understand? Because even if you go that, I don't know if the right is still there. I've changed banners, but I always put it, the internet is still free up to now.
Wow. So that was nice. So were you scared at any point that this thing might not work, especially the Starlink idea? Like, did it pick off right from the beginning? Like, you introduced Starlink and everybody started coming for it, or there was a point where you felt like, oh God, have I not made a mistake with this thing?
There was a point like that, but it wasn't with the Starlink.
Okay.
I think at the time the Starlink came, the demand for it was already with existing customers. You understand? So it's not like the Starlink came and then people were like, okay, I want to come and use network here. No. People usually come for space already. So when the Starlink came, it was now value added.
Okay.
So the Starlink wasn't even really a problem, or there wasn't a scary part on the Starlink side. But there was a scary part, and the scary part was my miscalculation on power usage, the power energy requirement of the place.
Okay.
So my first gen didn't work. The second gen didn't work. The third gen didn't work. Yeah. The fourth, I think I've changed generators. Yeah, it was a whole lot. But sometimes I'll be in class and I'll get a call from my friend and be like, Gen is giving issues. Then I have to get to solve it. Sometimes I change gen. And one time I bought a fake gen. When I bought gen that was smaller, Then I got one very good gen. That gen lasted, the Royal lasted for me. Then I bought one diesel gen. That one was bad. It was so bad I dashed it back. You understand? So the scary part was the energy requirement. And it all happened within the first year of operation. There was a lot.
What year was that?
That should be 2021.
2021.
Yes. That's 2021. It was a lot. It was so much a lot. I got 3 carryovers.
Whoa.
Yes,
Wow.
so
Wow.
you understand?
Okay.
So combining both of them,
That's
I got 3
crazy.
In fact, I was expecting 5 carryovers. Because I remember when the result came outside and my class rep posted it on the group chat, and they were like, bro, sorry, you have 3 carryovers. I'm like, I have 3 carryovers. Alhamdulillah. I'm expecting 5. I was expecting 5. You understand?
Wow.
Because I could be in lecture and then I have to go.
Oh, then
I'm
get
always
the sound.
going. I'm always going. You understand? Sometimes I have to buy. So that was a scary
moment.
point. It was a stretch of time. It was months. It was first semester, all of first semester. So from the second semester aspect, I've more or less gotten abreast of the situation. So it became much more manageable. Then second semester pass. Then 400 level, I cleared the carryovers I had in the first semester of the previous year. I cleared it and then I continued with life. So that was a scary moment, but it wasn't even about the
Styling. Okay, so here's something that fascinates me about you.
Okay.
You've built one of the most popular business venture, the school place, yeah?
Okay.
And for years, sincerely, nobody really knew it. I mean, I've used that service for almost 2 years before I could point at, okay, this guy that owns it. Because there's a way even your employees, some of them act and you're like, is this person the owner? Is this person not the owner you get? So the thing is, I'm not even exaggerating it. It's like somehow I think now I understand that from where you say you came from the background, I understand, okay, maybe that's just the way. I mean, a lot of people probably change the way they move and everything just because they've made some things you get. But it's like you just camouflage with the rest of everybody. It's like you're just another user in that space there. So the thing is, how does that happen?
To clarify, I'm actually still a user. Because
it's the owner.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you solve a problem that is existing, you also solve it for yourself. Yeah. Because sometimes I leave my house and I come there to use the network. Okay, not because I don't have network at home, but because there's something that happens when you're around people that are using network, that are doing serious things.
Yes. Yeah.
You get energized. You see yourself as lazy, then you get to put in more effort. Okay. So I'm still a user.
That's a psychological part of your business.
I'm still a user. It's not like I'm exactly. I don't like to think of it like I'm the owner. I think of it like I'm the manager.
Okay.
Owner means, I think it's more or less puts too much power on my person. I like to see myself as a manager. This is a responsibility to manage, so that it helps people actualize whatever goal they have when they come to this place. Now, this is not some conceptualized ideal where somebody will thrive from. No. People that know me from when they know me will always know I've always preferred a simple life. I have a couple of oddity. Part of my oddity is I prefer old things. Unlike people, I prefer old things. The older something is, the more I tend to prefer it. For instance, I could get a new clothes, and to be in my wardrobe for 1 year, 2 years. At the 3rd year is when I come and say, okay, let me start wearing it. Except if there is a need that warrants me to wear it earlier, it usually stays that long before I start wearing it. Like, just like this shoe. This shoe is 2 years old.
And then you just putting it on.
I'm just putting it on today. You understand? I was going to actually get a shoe, and I saw it. I'm like, oh, I've had it 2 years. I remember I got it 2023, 2024, thereabout, for a program. I never wore it, but I got it. So, what that simply means is, unlike the trait you find in people where they suddenly now have money, they start wanting to look a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
That's never really been my thing. I don't find you need to start looking flashy. There's nothing wrong with looking flashy.
Yeah.
It is just simply not my
Who you
thing.
are.
If an occasion comes up that requires me to look flashy comes up,
No
not a
problem.
problem. But it's not something you see me on a regular. You understand? Now, secondly, part of the thing, advantages of running a business yourself is nobody gets to now detect how you dress. So even if I'm on short knicker and polo, which I am mostly yeah, I can go to my place. It doesn't remove whatever
Yeah.
from
True.
my ownership. It doesn't remove a penny
That's
from my
true.
pocket. It doesn't affect me in any way. And the perception aspect, you need to show people that
I
this
think that's
guy,
what a
this
lot of
guy.
people want.
I am not
that
interested.
perception.
I'm not interested.
I think that's what makes exactly that's what
That's not the
makes it.
CEO thing.
You that's what makes it like a lot of people don't know you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not interested. I'm not, no, it'd be like I the owner, I'd be like I'm the manager. I'm the
just
manager.
managing
I'm
it.
the man. I'm managing
Wow.
it.
So okay, I think we didn't touch this part. I wanted to ask, okay, I mean, if anybody actually carry over because of a business, I don't know. Have you ever thought of stopping this thing?
Stopping the business?
Yeah, like has there been any point where you felt like, let me just sell this thing now, or let me just stop it?
No.
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 Never.
It never occurred to me. I will put it this way. From a strategic point of view, there's a time in the business life cycle where you should sell it.
Okay.
However, it never really occurred to me, primarily because I've seen how much it had helped people.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I've seen people that have been like really desperate. They have deliverables they have to meet up in remote work. Deliverables like real one, and they simply plan their day around the
That
business.
service.
And if you remember, it was more or less like the first workspace in this particular area.
Yeah.
So, and then my target customers were people that do remote work, people that earn online, that do serious
Yes.
work. So they plan their day around it. So to not open would be more or less to affect their
A
life.
lot of people, yeah.
So it's
I
a
can
lot of,
attest to that
you
myself.
understand, it's a lot of responsibility that has been shifted on my side. So the thought of let me simply just sell it just never existed. And secondly, I didn't have the classic problem where you are out of customers or you don't have enough customers patronizing you. Then I'm like, okay, it's time to sell this business. No, I didn't have that. I've had customers, and then I've had challenges I had to face in the first 1 year, and then I crossed over that, and then things just getting better or whatever, based on whatever feedback I get. So it's never occurred to me. And
so you had to believe all through, and then you had a reason to actually continue.
There was a reason to
you're
continue.
providing a genuine service.
It was a genuine service. It was a genuine service, even to my own self.
Yeah.
As a customer. You understand? It was like a genuine service. I've had people come and tell me, guy, bro, you're saving lives. I'd be like, oh, wow. And those moments are where, I feel the best. You understand? I feel so much gratitude.
All right. Okay, so something I prior to this interview,
okay,
I asked you a couple of questions. I asked you particularly saying, what moment are you most proud of? I think I asked something like that.
Yes.
And you responded and said, going back to school.
Yes.
I mean, you didn't say creating GoldBar. You said school.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Okay. All right. Like a lot of people that came from humble backgrounds, like quite a lot, and then like most, I gained admission quite late. I always tell people I'm an old man, but they don't tend to believe until I gained admission quite late. And the story of my admission is really funny because prior to that admission, I'd just given up hope on school. I've just been like, okay, I'll just do whatever job I'll do, put so much effort, push the best I can push, and then just call it a day. because again, I've long realized that there is only so much you can do at a particular point in life. You can only do the best you can do what life has given you. I'm not delusional. I've been a realist. So at the particular place where I was working at the time, there was a promotional exam that came outside. That should be 2016. It was going to push me from a supervisor to a zonal head. So more or less, I'll be coordinating other supervisors at the time. So I wrote the examination. I was recommended by my then zonal head. I went to the office. I wrote the exam alongside a lot of other people, senior colleagues too. And we were called for interview. So when they called for the interview, I came for the interview. I think I was the first. I don't quite know. That should be the HR. The HR said a few things. He said I ranked top in the exam, and they're calling me for the interview because ideally I should be the only person getting this particular position. But they were unable to give me this position because of company policy. That the person that is in this position must be a university graduate. I had a certification. I had done a certification course with the company at the time. I had done a diploma course with the company at the time. So those were supposed to serve. However, that bias still existed.
They wanted this university certificate.
The person had to have
A
a
university
university certificate. So that broke my heart in a whole lot of ways, and I just realized, okay, my journey in this company is already capped.
Yeah.
I cannot go
Further.
above this except if I have a university certificate. Now, I was going to say let me sign up for Open University, but the concept of Open University is nice and all, but it is just not for me because there are things about university I understood, even though I'm not inside of the university system. I understood the importance of it long before then. However, I think it happened August, September, October. However, come December, now this uncle of mine called me up and we were gisting, we were talking, and then I'd be like, you used to be very brilliant then in secondary school. What happened? Why am I not in school? I say, hey, brother, you know the way it is now. If I go to school, who will sponsor me? I don't have a sponsor. I can't take care of myself in school. I need a sponsor. It's not like, is that the case? Now, no problem. I should go and write JAMB. If I write JAMB and I gain admission, he will sponsor me through school. I say, promise. He said, the promise is going to. I say, no problem. JAMB is not my problem. I can get money for JAMB since I'm already working. JAMB came, I wrote JAMB. Oshemi came, I applied for FUTMinna, cybersecurity. I applied for cybersecurity. Oshemi came, I came here myself, wrote Oshemi, and I went back. I met Ahmed. Ahmed will show up later. I met Ahmed doing Oshemi, and then I went back. Admission list came, first one, I didn't show, 2017. First one, I didn't come out. Second admission list, I wasn't there. It was now the third one. In fact, I had long given up on admission.
Wow.
It was Mr. David of Nifes. Wherever you are, bro, I greet you. That particular day, he called me up and he was like, I should just check. I said, see, there is no need for me to check. I've given up on this thing. Let me forget about it. He's like, I should check. And I said, let me go and check. I was in a Samsung then, S4. I opened it. And then, network was bad that day. But I remember the not admission wasn't showing nothing. It was showing something different that particular night. I'm like, bro, what's happening? I ran to my friend's place. I called my elder brother. I ran to his place. Asked him to give me his phone. I want to check my admission this thing. He was in an S6. He now logged my profile and checked. I've been granted admission. I shall accept.
Oh, God.
Guy.
You want to be shaking to press that.
Bro, it was wild. Wow. I mean, I've written a couple of jams before.
Yeah.
Didn't get admission. I didn't even look forward to it because again, in my mind, even if I get it, how am I going to sponsor it?
And did your uncle stay true to the fund?
Haha.
Let me go there. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
I mean, he did quite a lot, but At critical moments, my parents came through. My dad took quite a lot of sacrifice on my behalf. Yeah. Well,
Okay. So I mean, so wow.
it's
So
quite the story.
you already had a life where it was going. I mean, you're out of school, you've done diploma with the company and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people will just stick to that life.
Yeah.
I mean, you add it, and then you like, okay, pulling back from this, going back to school, then, wow, that's amazing for real.
Well,
wow. Okay, so how did the day look to you then? Like, when you started the business alongside being a student, I mean, it was tough. Obviously, you had 3 careers.
Yes.
But a day to you, how did it look like the whole day? I mean, you said something around the ball. I want to get a clear picture of how a day felt like to you, running a business and then being a student at the same time.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's what I'll use.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I'll use.
Wow.
I mean, again, that description is not conventional. People want to use things like it was hard or
crazy.
difficult. No. I think there's a beauty to it.
Wow.
There's a beauty to interacting with people at such a level. There was a beauty to having to reject the title of sir. There was a beauty to, solving people's problems. There was this need to wake up and this strength even when the night has gone far. Because I close by 9, but most times I sleep by 11. And then most times I'm awake by 5. And I open by 9 o'clock. So it was a full life. It was full. There was no dull moment. Something was always happening. I mean, before school, before the business, there was school. Something was always happening. Then when you now add the business, something was always happening.
I mean, for a lot of students, even the school alone seems overwhelming. How did you study? Like, I mean, how did it happen?
Well, maybe because my approach to school was different. Maybe it aided. So here's the thing. As I always tell people, if I wanted a first class, I could have gotten a first class. But it wasn't my goal. I wanted to experience the university system fully. So even from 100 level, second semester 100 level, I was already in school politics at the faculty level. I was already the PRO1, 200 level PRO2, 300 level SRC, Constitution Amendment Committee, considered for student representative for the faculty alongside Mr. Loke. Wow. So even as a regular student, I wasn't striving to be the ideal normal student. Academic was, I would put it as second. Because I focused more on the experience. I focused more on building connections, both with people, lecturers, people around. I was just busy building connections, understanding a lot of things. I want to understand it. Probably it's the maturity I had when coming in. Because again, before coming in, I already know when you are done with school, there's really no job out there with. I already know that. Like people that are reading, they'll get a job. There is really, that life is not really there. Yeah. And I wasn't exactly trying to prepare myself for a particular job per se. I didn't pick cybersecurity because I want to go and start doing cybersecurity as work. I picked cybersecurity because I am interested in tinkering with technology. It's fascinated me right from the time of Symbian phones, BlackBerry, down to then. So cybersecurity was more like, let's just come and have fun. But I was experiencing the whole other aspect of the academic world. Lecturer, how to understand authority, how to interact with authority, how to interact with systems, how to understand processes, how to build processes. I was more focused on things like that. So
it was the experience first.
Yeah. So if you meet students that are into politics, you often find that thing where they have a way of balancing school and politics.
Yes.
Where they may not necessarily finish with first class, but they're all right if you notice it. Yeah.
Yeah. Most
So
of them.
yeah, just very few get to come like extraordinary. The like of password. I remember password
Yeah.
too, one time SUG president. So when the business came, the only thing I simply did was drop the political side of things. On the political side, I became more or less the person in need for sponsorship. But my ground level work on that aspect,
So you had to let some things go.
of course, you had to go. Because I came to the crux of the school politics thing, and I realized a lot of them simply do for the money.
Oh.
You understand? The priority is misplaced. They're doing it for the money, So me, I'm like, okay, why do it for the money? Why get to leadership when leadership is doing it for the money? Instead of doing that, just do business, get the money. Same difference.
Yeah.
You understand?
Same result.
So is what I say is beautiful. So it was like a full experience. It was stressful, it was hard, but it was beautiful. Because what's the alternative?
Actually,
not doing anything.
Not doing anything.
What you understand?
Watching movies and everything.
Thank you. You understand?
Yeah, I get
So,
you. Okay, so at some point,
yeah,
you expanded.
Yes.
And then when you expanded, you kept the old space. You kept the old space. Too.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh,
do you have a sentimental attachments to the old place?
Of course, there is sentimental parts, but I mean, it's just common sense in business to never close your first branch.
Okay.
Yeah, most people that do business know that.
That's what nothing.
Yeah, it's a thing. If you start a business, you start from branch A and you do so well and now have a branch B, you don't ever close branch A. In fact, branch A still remains the headquarters. You understand? And even if I thought you have to shift headquarters, that branch A must always be there, except under very serious extenuating circumstances.
Is that like your own belief or?
I think it's a business thing. If I think about, no, I'm serious. I'm thinking of. All right. Think of any small business that you know. Think of anyone you know. Ask them where they started. You find two things. If they started at one place, it is either where they are, or they have expanded, but they have always retained that place, either as a main branch or as another branch, but they always retain that place. It's a thing. I mean, there was even a time when I was having issues with the caretaker. It was a full-fledged issue, and it was ego. And I have big ego. It's one of my bad sides. I have like a huge ego, and he has like a huge ego. So the ego's crushed, and it was huge. And a particular man, he called me aside and he told me that the caretaker doesn't have anything to lose in all of this.
Yes.
He's just a caretaker. Myself, I run a business there, and people know me from this place. Even if I think I've gotten somewhere else, this is my main branch. It's a good place to always retain because it's a landmark.
Yes.
It's a landmark.
I agree with that.
You understand, so?
Very good point of reference.
But when you say that, I think about it, and it's not even bad.
So okay, also at some point again, I started noticing this GoldBar POS points.
Oh yes.
Did that work out?
Yeah. It was an interesting experimentation.
Yeah, I know it was an experiment. I just think it was an experiment because like even at front of school, then I go to other places, I'm like GoldBar too.
Yes.
Then I was seeing it everywhere. What brought that? Was it part of the expansion of everything or?
Yeah, the point. So I'm like, okay, let's have small branches, small branches. And then I was opening new POS spots around almost everywhere. But there was so much issues with that type of business. One, it is hard trusting people in money. It is hard for someone to see money and look away. I think it's the reason why banks are it's a very strict, disciplined place. Unlike unstructured places, when consequences that has to do with misbehaving with money comes around, it is even more harder to handle it based on the informal nature of the business. First things first, the person that you staff is someone that is around the place. If you do something or take illegally or whatever with the staff and it goes really extreme, you know,
problem and stuff.
We've brought up a new problem altogether. Then secondly, the business is profitable, but At the same time, again, it still comes down to staff. Sometimes you have things like theft, that is staff theft. Then sometimes you now have things like robbery, external ones.
Yes.
Then they come and they simply just rob. And the profit comes, it trickles. The profit is like really, really small. So when you encounter an incident like that, it just sets you 3 paces back, really, really back.
That's really a lot of profit.
You understand? And if you check, because at some point after I think I had about four or so branches, and I begin to notice this person closed. Why did they close? They robbed him. Either the staff robbed or somebody came to me. This person closed. Okay, they robbed him. So it didn't just make sense that I keep expanding if things like this kept happening. I'm not special. I don't consider myself special. So what do? I start cutting down branches. At the moment, I think I only maintained 1 branch. That's the one in front of school. I maintain that one because that one is more or less secure compared to other places. You understand? But
Alright, so I want to ask you something. Let me just tell me if I'm crossing the line.
No, don't go ahead.
So from what I know of you don't strike me as someone who sits still for long. And it's like your attention. You said it something like that. Like I think we've had conversation where your attention jumps around. And there was a day we were actually having a conversation.
Yeah.
Then we were coming. We were still discussing something. We saw basketball as playing.
Yeah.
And next thing you just like you paused on what we were doing and like let's go and play basketball. Okay, so I've noticed that and there was like the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Yeah.
So the question is, how does someone like that build something that kind of requires years of dedication? I mean,
well,
I would have thought you would be someone that next thing, just leave this one and like the next big thing.
Well, you're right, and at the same time, you're wrong. I'm actually on the next thing.
Okay.
So you're right. But I'm actually on the next thing. I think I'm in the next phase of my life. For instance, all of last year, I used all of last year to recover my internal energy. All of last year and a part of this year, I use it in recovering my internal energy. Meaning, GoldBar as it is currently just runs on its own. I am not actively involved in its operation. I'm not actively involved in practically almost nothing. If at all I get involved, it's just for consultational purposes. But I've more or less evolved. And even while running GoldBar, doing other things at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're right, but you don't. Okay, let me say you're right, but you didn't just understand to the extent.
Exactly.
Because I'm still more or less like that. You understand? This is just the one that's more vibe, more out there. Because year 2 of running GoldBars, I think I had the idea of doing real estate, opening real estate agency. Yeah. Sometime around that year 2, I think I had the idea of providing internet for hostels inside the school. I think we're almost going to implement before we start seeing that school of running cable. Yeah. Sometime around that.
Sometimes around that, you think
You
you
understand?
then you just keep thinking everything.
You understand?
Yeah.
Even
But
down
at least
to last year.
you maintain that focus on that place, and I think that's really impressive.
Yeah, I think if a business survives the first 2 years, it becomes a viable business.
The first 2 years.
Yeah, first 2 years. 80% of businesses tend to shut down the first year. Most don't survive the first 3 years. 80%, the second year, 80% or so, if not more. First 2 years, usually shut down. Most, they shut down. So if a business survives first 2 years, it enters a different level of thing. So, but for me, I think it got to the point where I simply felt maybe I've done my role on this. I have to simply move to the next thing. So, and then hand over active operations and the rest of it to the delegated it out. So they simply just do it.
Okay, so right now,
Yes.
what was the day like for you? We talked about what the day like for you as a student. Right now, what was the day like for you?
A day like for me, today is Saturday. So let me describe Saturday. I mean, apart from this podcast, which is something that is coming in between tennis, there'll be tennis. And then when tennis is done, I get home, freshen up, have proper breakfast, and I rest. Then when I rest, I go to my laptop. So more or less these days, I'm really exploring AI. Currently doing my master's degree. So
Wait for your master's degree.
I'm doing my master's degree currently.
Wow,
In my second year.
congratulations.
Thank you.
From no degree.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'll probably going to a PhD, but who knows? Probably I'm done with that, push to law, something psychology. I think I've been learning for a long time. Because I think it keeps my mind working literally. So and it's fun. I don't know if you think it's not. School is really fun.
Multidisciplinary.
Not because I want to actively use it, just for the sake of it. I like it.
Sought for knowledge.
Understand? So I do a little bit of research on AI. Then probably look into thesis work. That's if the energy comes. You get to find that thesis work is really boring. It's terribly boring, but I have a deadline now, so I have to. So I do a bit of that. Then I do the internet thing, stay on the internet, TikTok specifically, sometimes Twitter. And then I go live. Not me going live, I go to interact with people in their life.
Okay.
What I'm searching for right now is live where people discuss intellectual things. Because if you think you're smart, there are other smart people out there.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're also there. So how about you find spaces where you are there, where they are, and then you learn from them, they learn from you, and then you validate your own knowledge. So that happens for a little bit. Yeah. That's what a Saturday looks like. A Sunday looks like waking up in the morning, 5 o'clock, have my bath, get coffee, then I stay on my laptop. I'll probably stay on my laptop somewhere around 3 o'clock. From 3 o'clock, a bit of rest, scroll social media to 7. Then 7 o'clock, scroll all over again. So around 11, 12, 1 o'clock. Then I go to bed. That's what the day looks like on average. And there are times when I go for drives. There are times when I go to the markets. There are times when I cook.
Still a common person. Okay.
So,
all right. So let's talk about the money moment. I mean, I'm not gonna ask you how much GoldBar makes. Nah, that's your business, yeah. Well, I want to ask this, yeah. What was the first moment you looked at what you built and thought, okay, this is actually working? I mean, financially, genuinely working. What did it feel like? And I've had a lot of people being like, next thing, like, is this amount real?
Okay, in their bank account.
Yeah. What did it feel like? Like that moment that you felt like, okay, this financially it's working.
Well, I think for me it was in the balance sheets, not in the cash.
Okay.
When you do your accounts, you do accounts for the month.
You're an accounting person.
Accounting?
Like,
I did accounting? No. But if you do business, you'll be forced to learn it. You get basic accounting knowledge. If you don't, whether I like it or not, you have to get
the amount.
If you don't know it, you have to. A lot of it is basic. You just balance your book. What's coming in, what's going out, how much did you spend, how much did you make, what you made, you didn't match what you're supposed to make, and then you have like a trajectory. But I think it was a particular month. What year was that? I think that was Barry's second tenure.
Second year of the business.
Second year of the business. No, it was I think it was the third year of the business.
Third year.
It wasn't the second year. Yeah. It was the third year of the business. Yeah, it was the third year of the business.
I don't get this. The business is like 5 years.
Yeah.
It was in the third year you realized, okay, financially this.
Yes. I balanced my sheet and turnover in a month. Because combining with the POS. And turnover in a month was above 50 million.
Wow.
Turnover in a month. But then you have to know it's turnover. It's not necessarily profit.
Yeah.
You understand this? Up, down, a lot of money, up, down. But in a turnover, the turnover is indication of activity. It means there is so much interaction with this. So people, it made me realize people find the business valuable enough to keep returning, to keep coming to this place to keep using it. So
that right there you knew.
Okay, this is viable.
Wow. So when you saw that, how did you celebrate? Do you even celebrate?
I didn't celebrate.
I know. I guess as much. Like, you don't celebrate
No,
it.
there was no celebration.
No taking yourself out.
Nah,
Even if it's
no,
just
no,
a simple.
no.
So it's just another day.
It's just another day. Yeah. Just another day.
Wow.
It wasn't necessarily a big deal, but at the time, there was a place I was operating on financially. You understand? There was GoldBars. That's where people knew me from. There were other things on the side that was also making money. Really more risky. If you remember, that was the time for the crypto boom.
Yes.
You know, so we had
You're
all
a
of
crypto
that.
guy too.
Yeah. And now,
Yeah,
no
I've
longer
noticed.
there.
You're not there.
A terrible place.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was there financially. So what I realized was, okay, I have attained passive income. Passive income meaning on a bad day, I'm not going to starve.
Yeah.
I'm not rich, so I'm not going to starve. And if someone should ask me 10K on a random, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
That's simply how I would define it.
So it was more of a fulfillment, not
Yes.
no celebration.
Yeah, no.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about the lessons. Yeah.
Okay.
All those running the business teach you that school never could.
Oh God. Everyone is an employee. Whether you like it or not, you're working for someone.
Everyone is an employee.
It's not conventional. And unlike the conventional knowledge, where you'd be like, you're a business owner, clinical. I think it's worse. For a business owner, you work around the clock. As an employee, you work for 9 hours or 7 hours. How many hours they put it? 9 to 5, I do?
Yeah, 9 to 5.
Yes.
That's like 8 hours.
8 hours thereabouts. As a business owner, you work around the clock. 24 hours. My first 2 years were traumatic. Down to the third one, traumatic. Because
Beautifully traumatic.
Yeah, because I mean, you're done with daily operation. You've closed. You go home. But when you're going home, you have to worry for your staff. Your staff have to get home safely. Yeah, you have to worry for your business place. Security-wise, if anything happens to that place, it sets you back. So you are thinking security, you're thinking staff. If you have cameras, you have to wake up intermittently at night to come and check. Hope everything is okay. Every single day. Keeps going. Even if you have a security person watching place, sometimes that's the person who actually buckle you. Yeah. And depending on the environment you are living, yeah, continues. And for business owner, you work for the customers. You realize this when you don't have patronage. You don't have a business. Still goes back to my idea of you own the business. No, you don't. Customers do. If they boycott you, you're done.
The customers own the business.
They own the business. It's not conventional. No. I see it how I see it. If they boycott you, you're done. You don't have a business. It's not. You manage the customers if they call. So 9 to 5 has have it better. For a business owner, it's more responsibilities. A whole lot of responsibility. I remember the time when I think initially I used to open by 8, I closed by 10. Then we had this incident where kidnapping happened with my daddy, Hamedi.
Yeah.
That year, they kidnapped some of his children. You know, he set the whole place in high alert. You have to change business operations to make sure your staff get home.
Yes.
A couple of staff have to rent their houses closer.
Wow.
So they don't
have to keep going that far.
They stay closer. You understand? Just for safety. Because
you're
again,
managing staff, you're managing customers,
you're managing everything.
Business.
You're managing tax people.
Yeah.
You're managing government. You're managing landlord. You're managing caretaker. You're managing your own personal thing.
This is a beautiful drama.
And somehow, all of these things, we tend to take an order. There's an order to it, you know. So you know what? I don't know how to explain it, but you know.
I get you.
But point is, everyone is working for someone. Everyone is working for someone.
No one comes in.
Yes, as a business owner, you're working for your customers. You're literally working for customers. You're under the illusion that you run a business. It's a lie. If your customers are not there, you are not employed.
True.
You are literally not employed. So and in another sense, if I want to extrapolate it Everyone is a slave. You are a slave in your making. So the business, you become a slave to it. It regulates a certain part of your life. And then you start wanting to be free from what it is you've created. And depending on the level of monstrosity that you've created, because again, that's what you're seeing as a business really expanding to the point where you can't manage it, it becomes a monstrosity. You become a slave to it. You become a slave to it. So the 9 to 5 has been like you are a slave to the system. You have it easy. For a 9 to 5, if he's done, if he loses his job, he has an addition to his resume. It becomes more valuable, quote unquote. The next HR looks at it like this person has so and so experience. Let's employ him, he will be more valuable to this business. For the CEO per se, you lose the business with a lot of responsibility because a lot of mouths are depending on you to feed them.
Yes.
They are all going. Those people will have added value because they have a plus in your resume. Yeah. Is that actually a plus on your resume? Because something they don't tell you about people that actually do business, that they become unemployable. I know that because I've been trying to look for a job. I'm actually looking. I think I'm one of the edition I'm looking. You become unemployable. I've done my CV a couple of times. I just don't apply. Will I be valuable to the people I apply to? 100%. I'll be an excellent staff. But the concept of applying becomes absurd. So by your own self, you can't apply. And then you have this limiting idea that you are not prepared enough. You want to be this particular staff that will be a 100% blessing to the organization. Meanwhile, you are employing people that are actually really not imperfect. You know this person doesn't have it. Just come, let's train your place brush you. That's literally but you don't put yourself there. So you become unemployable. So you're a nemesis of your own creation, both in the creation and the after creation. And the responsibilities that come with it. So you see.
Yeah. The whole package.
You understand the thing, Abi? So you see people that do business, one business is down, they want to do the next business. They're not looking for, you tend to not look for employment. Understand? Yeah. They're always looking for the next business. Understand? Let's look for the next business. They're always
it's like two different lanes.
Thank you.
The employment lane and the business. Okay, so last few question here.
All right.
If someone listening to this right now is sitting on an idea, too scared to start, what would you say to them? Pressure.
I think you have an idea.
Yeah.
You're sitting on it.
Yes.
Too scared to start. If the only problem is being scared to start, I think one might want to ask the question, why exactly are you scared? The fear has to be based on something. There should be something, and probably a foreboding feeling or something that has necessitated the presence of this fear. It's to find the root cause, but not to dwell on it. For instance, I had a consultation one time with a particular person. He reached out to me that he wanted to do a particular business, but this is what he has, this is what he intends to do, and he's very bothered that if he tries this thing, it may not work out. What did I do for him? I collected all the information I could collect about what he had, where he was, and what he can do. And then I don't know if I validated what he felt or invalidated it, but I simply showed him what was possible based on the reality. So what that does was, what I did for him was, it's more or less gave him enlightenment. Yeah, it's more or less opened his eyes. Yeah. And with enlightenment becomes less fear.
Especially from someone that's doing it.
Yes.
So what you tell them to do is
find
enlightenment.
Find enlightenment.
From someone that is doing
either that thing, something similar, or the person simply has experience in business.
Wow. Alright. Okay, so finally, yeah. You're a private person, I know that.
Okay.
But anyone listening who wants to reach out to you, learn from you, or maybe just say hello. Are you open to that?
Yeah. I don't have a problem. I have public, I have social media channels where I talk. You see my face there. I put my face.
Your TikTok, what's the TikTok handle?
Oh, it's a number and it's intentional. So it's not easily searched for. At 6, I think 6E, 6D, 6D, 61.
6E,
6D,
Yeah.
6D, 61.
Okay.
You know?
Whoever is interested.
Yeah.
They can go and check them
Yeah,
yourself.
so,
All right. All right, guys. That was Ibeh Emmanuel, the man behind GoldBar. What I take from that conversation is this: the most interesting builders are often the quietest ones. They are not performing. They are not chasing attention. They are just building, and that in itself is what it takes. If this episode moved something in you, share it. Send it to someone who needs to hear it. That's how we grow. I am Yusuf. This is what it takes, and we are just getting started. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Nice time.
All right.